Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. The Vatican has taken a big leap towards ensuring financial transparency and ethics in its investments. The Holy See announced on Tuesday that it will prohibit all sorts of investments in firms and activities that go against the teachings of the Church. They include the industries involving arms production, gambling, pornography, contraception, abortion, and prostitution. According to Father Juan Antonio Guerrero Alves, who heads the Vatican Secretariat for the Economy, the Holy See will henceforth choose low-risk investments based on moral, social, and ecological criteria. The Spanish Jesuit said that the administration of the patrimony of the Apostolic See, known as APSA, will now oversee the various investments that are made. The new changes will come into effect from September the 1st. From then, all investments will be overseen by the Vatican Bank, which is also known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, that is steered by the APSA. The director of the Holy See press office, Matteo Bruni, has said that Pope Francis will deliver 9 speeches during his trip to Canada from July the 24th to the 29th. He said the Pope would be speaking in Spanish, as this has value throughout the Americas, where most people do speak Spanish. Mr. Bruni added that the papal visit was born out of the Pope's meetings with Indigenous Peoples. The Vatican's press office director said that the words of the pontiff can offer solace to other Indigenous peoples in the Americas who also underwent colonization. He also noted that more Canadians are likely to understand Spanish than Italian, and it would also be easier for translators in the North American nation. Mr. Bruni also hinted at the likely themes of the homilies, such as the impact of colonialism in the past and new forms of colonialism. They would also include the desire of the Catholic Church to walk with the Indigenous communities towards truth, healing, and reconciliation. On Tuesday, the US House of Representatives voted in favour of a bill that grants recognition to same-sex marriages at the federal level, but also gives legal protections for interracial marriages. Democrats overwhelmingly voted in favour of the Respect for Marriage Act on July the 19th, and they were supported by 74 Republicans in the House. If it is passed, the bill would prevent a state from denying out-of-state marriage licenses and benefits based on sex, race, or ethnicity. It also seeks to repeal the Defence of Marriage Act of 1996, inked by President Bill Clinton, which defined marriage as the union between a man and a woman. It allowed states not to recognise same-sex marriages that were contracted in other parts of the United States. This law has already been nullified by the 2013 and 2015 Supreme Court verdicts in United States v. Windsor and Obergefell v. Hodges. Pontifical Charity Aid to the Church in Need has cited a report of a Nigerian prelate which says that at least 68 believers have been killed in the central state of Benue in the past couple of months. The report, released by Bishop Wilfred Chikpa Anagbe of Makurdi, says that scores have either been abducted or displaced in the state because of violence. It also highlights the insecurity and the lack of intervention on the part of the authorities. The crux of the matter is the continuing attacks by Muslim Fulani herdsmen on farmers. They harbour resentment against settled farmers, many of whom are Christians, with this dating back centuries. The bishop also lamented that the huge influx of heavy weapons has made the attacks more deadly. Bishop Anagbe says that the killings and displacements are part of a larger plot to depopulate Christian communities and usurp their land. Amid the economic and political turmoil in Sri Lanka, the parliament of the island nation has elected Ranil Wickremesinghe as the new head of state. On July the 20th, lawmakers gathered to elect the successor to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who fled the nation to Singapore earlier this month after irate protesters overran his residence. On July the 14th, he had emailed his resignation to the Speaker of Sri Lanka from Singapore. Following his exit, Prime Minister Wickremesinghe assumed charge as acting president as per the mandate of the Constitution. During Thursday's poll, he received 134 votes, while opposition candidate Dullas Alhaperume got just 82. Initially, there were 4 candidates in the race for the presidency, but opposition leader Sajid Pramadasa quit at the last minute in favour of Alhaperume. Mr. Rico Masenge, who began his career with the United National Party in the mid-1970s, has been at its helm since 1994. Indiana Senate lawmakers have proposed a bill to ban abortions in almost all cases, except in cases of rape, incest, or medical emergencies. Republican senators introduced the bill concerned on Wednesday. The Midwestern state's access to abortions would be significantly reduced if the bill is passed. The state legislature is anticipated to discuss the bill in a special session that begins the following week. With this, Indiana will be one of the first states to frame a pro-life law after the 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling was overturned on June the 24th by the US Supreme Court. According to the Guttmacher Institute, Indiana will be one of the 8 states that forbids abortions at 0 weeks if the bill is approved. Indiana currently allows abortion until 22 weeks of gestation. The bill will not penalise those seeking an abortion, but the medical professional's licence to provide the same could be revoked. It was introduced by Republican Senator Sue Glick. A Catholic prelate in Nicaragua in Central America has called for a prayer crusade in the coming months as the Central American nation is marred amid political and economic crises. Bishop Rolando Alvarez of the Diocese of Matagalpa appealed for prayers and fasting during a recent pilgrimage to the Shrine of the Divine Child. During the pilgrimage, the prelate said that prayers will save the country, which has been witnessing violent protests since 2018 and which have resulted in more than 400 deaths. During the July the 17th closing Mass of the pilgrimage, the bishop appealed to believers and priests to join him in the crusade of prayer and adoration for the Church and for the nation. He said that the crusade will comprise fasting on the first Friday of each month and the recitation of the Rosary at 5:30 a.m. on all upcoming Marian feasts. He also made special mention of the Marian Feast of the Assumption on August the 15th, the Nativity of the Virgin on September the 8th, and the Solemnity of the Immaculate Conception on December the 8th. The Federal Court of Georgia in the United States of America has upheld an abortion ban law that prohibits abortion when a fetal heartbeat is detected at around 6 weeks of pregnancy. The Wednesday verdict by the Federal Appeals Court overturned a lower court decision that blocked the heartbeat law from coming into effect. Georgia passed the Living Infants Fairness and Equality Act, linking personhood to the unborn child, in 2019. However, in 2020, a federal judge blocked the law before it could take effect, saying it violated the right to abortion established by the US Supreme Court in its 1973 landmark Roe v. Wade ruling. However, in its verdict, the Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit stated that the High Court's ruling makes clear no right to abortion exists under the Constitution, hence Georgia may prohibit them. However, the mother can undergo abortions in cases of rape and incest. It also permits subsequent abortions in cases where the mother's life is in danger or if there is a fetal anomaly due to a major medical condition. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow for more. And remember, you can also visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.